I'm being joined over the phone line by our editor-in-chief, Wasbir Hussain. Wasbir, the biggest development, the big breaking news from Manipur at this point in time, ATSUM leaders have been released from custody. So it remains to be seen how soon the ATSUM leaders officially call off the economic blockade, isn't it?
Well, Raunak, yes, when the Tribal Affairs in Hill Areas Minister Letpao Hakip told Notice Live this afternoon about the understanding reached between ATSUM and the state government, it was clear that the ATSUM leaders would be released this evening, that they have actually been released now, as we can see on the screen. Exclusive visuals only on Notice Live. And now, as per the understanding, the ATSUM is also expected to withdraw or lift its blockade immediately. So that can happen any moment from now, because it's only a matter of time when the blockade is lifted. That is part of the understanding. But the bigger implication of this whole episode, the arrest of the ATSUM leaders, the subsequent reconciliatory gesture of the Manipur government headed by Chief Minister N. Biren Singh, this only brings to light the fact. First, it was, the desperate attempt, it was a calculated attempt by Chief Minister N. Biren Singh to bridge the divide between the hill and the valley, to reduce the divide between the hill and the valley. And that is the reason why N. Biren Singh had even gone to the hills. The Go to Hills campaign launched by N. Biren Singh during his earlier tenure and also during his current tenure. And there has been instances when the cabinet meetings were also held in the Hill district. So this was a definite attempt by the Biren Singh government to bridge the divide between the hills and the valley in Manipur. Now, in this backdrop, the demand for the ADC bill, introduction of an ADC bill to the satisfaction of the tribal leaders, to the tribal groups, whether it is the student groups, whether it is other civil society groups, that was extremely a very, very delicate situation. They wanted autonomous district council, but they wanted the autonomous district council to have all the powers in letter and spirit. So, therefore, the bill which was introduced recently did not meet the expectations of the tribal leaders, and that is the reason why the ATSUM called Band, and Band became returned and took an ugly turn when they clashed. Students and youth clashed with the police. 30 to 40 students and youth were injured in the last few days, and several vehicles were torched. So this was taking an ugly turn. But again, the state government intervened. The Hill Areas Minister, Letpao Hakip, and the Hill Areas Committee had talks with the ATSUM leaders yesterday, 2 rounds of talks, lengthy talks. After that, the ATSUM also held their own talks. And then the understanding was reached. That was made very, very clear today to Notice Live by none other than Mr. Letpao Hakip, that there is a clear-cut understanding which is, and both the parties, the state government, the Hill Areas Committee, and the ATSUM signed on the dotted line. And saying that, the demands more or less would be accepted by the government, the leaders would be released, and the ATSUM in turn had agreed to leave the blockade. So now the challenge, as far as the days ahead are concerned, is to implement the Autonomous District Council bill, introduce the bill in the form that the tribal leaders would come to accept, and then proceed to give autonomy to the hill districts of the state. So that is something which we'll have to wait and watch around us.
Absolutely. And Wasbir, the development that has taken place just now with the release of the ATSUM leaders can be seen as a culmination of the talks that began last evening. So, can we expect, will it be safe to expect that things can return to normal very soon?
Well, yes, that is the intention of the Biren Singh government in the state, to bring normality in the hill areas, and to see that things come back to normal and normal life continues in the hill district. So that is the expectation, that is the belief with which this understanding has been reached between the ATSUM and the state government, of course, assisted by the Hill Areas Committee. Now, the political acumen, of the Chief Minister Biren Singh and his government will be put to test. Are they going to reintroduce the bill? Are they going to amend the bill to the satisfaction of the tribal leaders? We'll have to wait and watch. But as of now, the attempt has been to diffuse the crisis, to stop things from escalating. Already things were taking an ugly turn, but this timely intervention of the state government in holding talks and the political maturity of the ATSUM to agree to come to the talks with the state government, despite the fact that the top leaders were in jail. I think these two factors combined together, the political acumen of the state government and the maturity displayed by the ATSUM leaders, I think these two factors brought about this understanding that was arrived at this evening, and that has led to the release of the ATSUM leaders. That means the state government has kept its promise, and now it is up to the ATSUM to lift the blockade. And as we speak, we are getting reports that ATSUM is in the process of giving instructions to its various district and subdivisional units to withdraw the blockade. So we'll get an official confirmation of the blockade being lifted anytime soon. So this is the big political story in the Northeast today, the big political story coming from Manipur, and the exclusive visuals only on your channel, Northeast.